that is representing arc length. Is always directly proportional to the angle which is subtended at the center. Okay, what do I mean by that? For instance, if I am having a circle over here, this is my circle, this is the center. Okay, this is the center of the circle, and I have got this thing, I have got this one, and this is the whole circle given in front of me. Now, this thing, which is this part, will be known as arc length. This is going to be arc length, and this will be the angle which is being made at the center of the circle. Now, according to my given statement, S is directly proportional to theta. Directly proportional means if one value will increase, the other value will increase. If one value will decrease, the other value will decrease. So, for instance, if I am saying that my S is increasing, it means that if S is increased from this point to this point, my theta will also increase. If S is going to be increased till this point, S is going to increase, then my theta will also increase. Okay, it means S is directly proportional to theta. Now we know that whenever we remove the proportionality sign, it always comes that it will be equals to a constant. It is going to be equals to a constant multiplied by theta. It is going to be equals to, proportionality sign is removed. When proportionality sign is removed, we write equals to sign, we write a constant value, and then I have written this theta over here. Now, when I am changing my arc length, my angle is being changed. When I am increasing my arc length, my angle is increasing. If I am decreasing my angle, so my arc length is also decreasing. So, what is the value over here which is not changing? If S is increasing, theta is increasing. If S is decreasing, theta is decreasing. But in all the scenarios, your radius, the distance from the center to the circumference, that is not changing and it is remaining same. So it means that over here S will be equals to constant. What is the constant over here? The constant is radius into theta. Okay? S equals to, it was S directly proportional to theta. Proportionality sign is removed. Equals to and constant. Changing of S will affect theta. Changing of theta will affect S. But what will remain same? The radius will remain same. So now I have got a relation S equals to R theta, in which S is basically arc length, R is the radius of circle, and theta is angle in radian. Angle in radian. Radian means there are two types of system for measuring angle. The first one is degree, the second one is radian. Okay. Now, this is one formula, that is arc length formula. I have written it over here. Now I'm going for area of a sector. Area of a sector formula. Okay, I'm going to drive a new formula over here. See, first thing, for instance, this is my triangle, and in this triangle, this is my area of sector which I have to find. Okay, angle is theta, this is R, this is R, this is S. Okay, and I have to find the area of a sector formula. Now, I know that first thing, area of a sector which I don't know over here, divided by area of circle, area of sector upon area of circle, area of sector divided by area of whole circle, okay, will be equals to, what it will be equals to? Theta, that is the angle of the sector, and what is the angle of the whole circle in a radian? We have already done that thing, that is equals to 2 pi. These two things will be equal. Why? Because if I will increase this one, if I will increase theta, area of sector will increase. Of course, it is going to be, it is like this. If I will be increasing theta, it will be expanding. So when it will expand, the area of angle, area of sector will also expand. So the ratio between area of sector and area of circle will be equals to angle of sector to the angle of circle. Okay, that is a fact which I have told you over here. Now, area of the circle, I have represented it with A, so I am writing it A. Area of circle, okay, simple formula is there. We know that simple formula, and that simple formula is pi r square theta over 2 pi. Okay, so I'm shifting this over here. A equals to theta over 2 pi multiplied by pi r square pi r square. So pi and this will be cancelled. So I'm going to have A equals to 1 over 2 pi square theta. Sorry, r square theta. That is one formula for area of sector. Okay, now I know that r theta is equals to S. So this thing which is given to me over here, E equals to half, it's written r square, so I can write it r theta. Okay, as it is written r square, so I can write it r theta, and I know that r theta is equals to S. So A equals to half r, and this will become S. So these are the two formulas for area of sector which you have to remember. So basically these are the three formulas which we are going to use to get the result, to get our mensuration results according to whatever diagram is going to be given. Okay, so now you have to remember 2-3 things. First of all, your angle should be given in radian mode. Everything will be calculated in radian mode. If you have to find arc length, you will be using this formula. If you have to find area of the sector, you will be using these two formulas. You will not go for the formulas which we have used in maths 1. Okay. comes to perimeter of sector, so what is your sector? This is your sector. This is the radius and this is the arc length. So when we say the word perimeter, so what do we mean by perimeter? Perimeter is basically sum of all sides which is covering any shape. So over here it will become S, this one plus R. So perimeter will be equals to S plus 2R. This is in case when you are having radius and arc length both. If radius and arc length both is given, you will use this formula to find the perimeter. Okay, and we know that S, that is arc length, is equals to R theta. Okay, so if R is taken common, theta plus 2, that is also a formula to find perimeter. If arc length and radius is given, you will apply this formula to find perimeter. If arc length and angle, center angle is given, you will apply this formula to get the perimeter.